being a very cosmopolitan country, and JCI, we are well traveled and we're well exposed. We have been exposed to various religions, and we should be able to bring that to bear back in what we're going to do for nation building. Yes, so we look forward to an interesting time, and your opening remarks, which will also help. And I know that definitely will set the tone for the discussions that we're going to be having around our topic for today. It's a bit sensitive. A lot of people shy away from it and say it's a very, very sensitive. I remember when I mentioned it last week that we're going to talk about religion this week. I had a lot of calls. That's very sensitive. Oh, but I believe that we have to talk about what we need to talk about, and we're a matured organization.
Okay, Senate Chair, just Tosin, we are ready. It's 4 o'clock. Tosin, can you say yes? It's 4 o'clock. Okay, Senate Chair, over to you.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, dear friends, because I know that we'll have some friends in the house, distinguished senators of JCI Nigeria and senators from across the continent and outside the continent. It's a pleasure for us to be here this afternoon for the 6th edition of what we call our Lent series, the Leadership Excellence in Nation Development. Nigeria is very critical to us. We'll hold this country very close to our heart. In a few weeks' time, Nigeria will be 60 years. So you can imagine at 60 years old, what have we done? What have we not done? What are we doing to ensure that we do what is right? And so this afternoon, we're going to be discussing a topic, the role of religion in nation building. Religion is a very, very sensitive topic because we have diverse religion in Nigeria: Christian, Muslim, alternative religion, traditionalists, and in recent times we even had some religion from the East, Asian religion, different things. So, but the most important thing is that there's a belief in a supreme being that guides and directs our values, our thoughts, our actions, and all of that. So how have we been able to bring that to bear in what or who we are as citizens of Nigeria? How have we been able to direct a lot of things? Why, if we're such a religious organization, why are we not as developed as some non-religious organizations? There's hardly any area you go to in the country that you will not find a religious house, be it a mosque, be it a church, be it a traditional place of worship. And we have several festivals, traditional festivals, and we hold all those things so dear and close to our heart. But how come we're not leveraging on this to ensure that our country is better? We have reduction in corruption, we have values that are what emulating. Why are we not where we should be as a nation? And so that's based on that premise that we're going to be having our discussion today. I'm not going to introduce the panelists. The moderator will do that. It's a Sunday afternoon. The next 90 minutes, less the few minutes I've done for this opening, promises to be very interesting and exciting. And at this point in time, I'd like to ask you to join me in welcoming a past JCI president. He's our neighbor, he's our brother because he's just next door to us there in Cameroon. Past President Roland Koeman will be giving us the opening remarks to set the tone for today's program. Thank you. You're welcome. Bonjour, bienvenue, Senator Roland.
Merci, Cher Lady Kumbi. Tu sais que tu es une grande sœur adorable. I never call you by your name. I'm so afraid because I consider you like my lovely big sister, because in my journey you have played an amazing role. I may have become later world president, but you remember you are very special. And that's why a few days ago when you asked me, despite the fact that we are in a working session, Two reasons why I said no, because of you, but the second, because of religion. I'm a strong Catholic Christian, and I'm proud of my faith. And our organization, if you look at the first line of the creed, is so clear: faith and God, faith, la foi en Dieu donne la vie son véritable sens. So what I did, because I'm a small teacher, I prepared some slides. I know the panelists are just amazing because I went through the program, and I will do my best because I've seen it's recorded. I will beg that I have it later because I want to really listen, and from the outcome of the conversation, it can also inspire many African nations. So please, if the moderator can, yeah, the administrator, good. My PowerPoint is ready. Let me share. Okay, so good. Yeah, okay. So this is the presentation, the role of religion in nation building. Now, I quickly define, and I know the expert will do better than me. Religion is a system of sacred belief and practices, both in the tangible and intangible form. We also say religion can serve the dual role of ideology as well as institution. Today, religion has assumed a more narrow-minded approach. Religion also today has taken a much institutionalized form. However, understanding religion in the broad sense highlights the following important point about religion, the role in nation building. The first role I have seen is cultural identity. Religion plays a crucial role for a person in giving a cultural identity. I said in my introduction, I'm a proud Catholic Christian. So you can see each religion has festivals, and the chairlady said it, tradition, mythologies, which form a part of the tangible and intangible heritage of a country. Thus, it contributes also to add diversity in the nation. The second aspect is values and ethics. Religion helps in creating an ethical framework and also a regulator for values in our day-to-day life. Religion acts as an agency of socialization. We have seen it every Sunday or every Friday by building the character of a person. Thus, it helps in building values like love, empathy, respect, and harmony. We also see that religions will help us in spiritual connection. People are always on the quest of fulfilling the economic and material pursuit in today's world. But in the religion, which plays a crucial role, is also helping to establish a connection to the divine and developing the belief that there is a supreme energy that acts as a regulator in our day-to-day life. There is the aspect of welfare. Each and every religion promotes in its philosophy. At the cruise of has always been the welfare and the wellness of the people. Now, religion plays a main role in nation building and changing due to the fact that it serves as societal integration. We have seen, and you said it, Charity, you will see a mosque or a church all over the nation. In many religions of the world, it is recognized that people have both physical and spiritual parts. The religion is the only one which can nourish both sides. You know, thanks to religion, we have a connection with our Creator, but religion also, if we are emotionally very okay, it has a huge impact on the physical aspect of our businesses or our professional career. I want to now end here with this African proverb: a man without religion looks like a zebra without a stripes. So, dear friends, these were my small contribution, and I really hope that at the end of the session, we are going to learn. I want to congratulate the JCI Nigeria Senate Association for coming out with debates, because we're in a continent where, I say again, we focus more on what divides us than what unites us. And I really hope that religion, the faith, and the connection to God should be very materialized on our day-to-day activities. Thanks so much, and God bless Nigeria. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you so much, my dear brother, dear friend, and of course, our own past JCI president. I think this is the second time we'll have a slideshow. Very short, but, straight to the point. And the things that you have brought out, I believe, are the things I was jotting and, taking notes as you were doing that. Thank you so much for giving us the opening remarks. Thank you for bringing all those things to our consciousness as we start this discussion on how we, as Nigerians, as senators, members of JCI Nigeria Senate Association, as people who are passionate about our country, can use the religion, which is also something that we're passionate about, to ensure that there is a better nation that we're going to leave for those who are coming after us. Thank you very much. It's so nice having you here. We hope that you stay to the end of the program so that you can listen into the discussion. At this point in time, I'd like to introduce our moderator for today. And she's a Nigerian in diaspora. Because she says she's in the bush, but if you see her, I wonder if she looks like somebody who is in the bush. Senator Carol, she's been a member of a Port Harcourt chapter, but she's right now in another, she's a Nigerian in diaspora, a senator in diaspora. She'll be moderating this session for us. She's bilingual. For those who joined us a little bit earlier, we had done a bit of French with past President Roland. And so Senator Carol, over to you as you moderate the panel and the session for today.
Thank you very much, my Senate Chair. And merci beaucoup, Roland. C'était tellement intéressant que tu avais dit. On a beaucoup apprécié ça. Et si vous êtes là jusqu'à la fin, ça ira mieux. Mais sinon, on va rencontrer une autre jour. Merci beaucoup. And thank you, everyone. And welcome to this session of Land Session 6. It is, the topic for today is the role of religion in nation building, as the past JCI chair has already stated in his opening remark. It is very good to know today we have 3 panelists. We have to look at ourselves, and a good thing that all the 3 panelists are JCs. And when we talk about our belief and our faith, we know what it is all about. And when we look at what is happening today, even though it is very sensitive, we have to talk about religion. What is our faith as JCs? When we look at the first line of the JCI Creed, what does it say and what does it mean? The faith in God, that is our belief. The most important thing, faith in God gives meaning and purpose to human life. And when we look at it, today we have 4 questions. The very first question is, where are we today in our nation? Should religious leaders speak out on issues of governance, or should they remain neutral? Where are we headed, looking at the rising level of corruption and insecurity in our country? We will ask the panelists what they think, if it is the failure of religion in what is happening in Nigeria. I will begin by, giving us, introducing the panelists for today. The first on our list is JCI Senator Shoaga, JWR as he is fondly called. He is a past JCI Nigeria Senate Chair. He graduated from the University of Mexico in 1981. Worked briefly with the Concord newspaper as a featured writer before joining the Federal Civil Service in 1982. While working in the federal ministry, he was particularly in the Federal Ministry of Industry, also worked in the Federal Ministry of Commerce and Federal Ministry of Education. While in the service, he held supervisory positions and also a member of 8 federal companies, such as the Abat Textile Mill, NIDB, Nigerian Sugar Company, Nigeria Sugar and Alcohol Company. And this spanned from 1982 to 1984. Between 1984 and 1987, he was a member of a 16-man interministerial economic committee on review and round-up import license. And in 1987, until his retirement, he was the head of budget, Federal Ministry of Commerce. Head of Secretariat, National French Language Committee with the Federal Ministry of Education. JCI Senator Shoaga voluntarily retired from service in 1999 to start working for himself. And he has established 2 companies. HMI Services Limited is an estate development and management company, and another one is SGR Limited, a civil and construction company. He also has published a note, A Hole in My Heart. Jesse Shoaga, I would like to have this book if it's still available, and I need to read it just to know that I don't have a hole in my heart. That could connect a lot of things. Jesse Shoaga is a member, like I said before, he's a JCI Nigerian member. He is a member of the Nigerian Authors Association and also a member of the Nawaruddin Society of Nigeria. JCI Senator Taye Olaniyi, JP, is our second panelist for today. He graduated from the University of Lagos in 1980 with a BA History and Geography and a Master's of Communication Arts of the University of Ibadan in 1994. He is a retired postman, a former general manager in corporate communication, Nigerian Postal Services, a former chairman, Nigerian Red Cross Society in Federal Capital Territory, Abuja. And he is also a peace ambassador with the Universal Peace Foundation, a patron and member of Lagos and Calabar philatelic clubs. Friends, he is a friend of the museum, and he is a Christian and a Rosicrucian. Our third panelist is our own dear Reverend Senator Sunday Folayan, RSF for short. I like that acronym. Sunday Folayan is an internet protocol network engineer, a trainer, and a consultant. He is a Chief Executive Officer of General Data Engineering Services, also known as Scarnet. Sunday holds a bachelor's and master's degree in electrical engineering from the University of Ilorin and a bachelor degree in divinity from the Emmanuel College of Theology in Ibadan. He is an advocate of self-help as a catalyst for technological development in the third world, very vocal on issues related to faith and work, and sustainable business development, appropriate technology for developing countries, and technological transfer to other people. He is the immediate past president of the Nigerian Internet Registration Association, the domain name registry for Nigeria, a member of the Nigerian Cybercrime Advisory Council. He is a director of the Nigerian Internet Exchange Point, and he is also the Internet Service Providers, president of the Internet Service Providers Association of Nigeria. He is a training instructor for the Network Startup Resource Center and the African Network Operators Group. He is a co-convener of the Nigerian Network Operators Group. He is versatile. He is vast in his knowledge and belief in the technology development agency, and a member of the interim at-large advisory committee of the Internet Corporation for assigned names and numbers. Senator Sunday has also spoken at very many events and functions within and outside of Nigeria. He is a priest in Ijesha, Northeast Diocese of the Church of Nigeria, the Anglican Communion. My dear fellow JCs, I present to you the 3 panelists for this evening. And for each of the panelists, we have 4 questions. And each of you, please have 5 minutes to respond to the questions that will be posed. And I will start first with our JCI Senator Shuaga. Today, we have seen what is happening in Nigeria with regards to religion. And the topic for today is appropriate, no matter how sensitive it has become. I would like you to kickstart us on this event today and let us know where we are in our nation and what you think about religious leaders speaking out on issues of governance. Should they be neutral or should they speak up? Over to you, Senator. Is Senator there?
Hello?
Hello, everybody has gone quiet on me.
I guess you are hearing me, right?
Yes, I'm hearing you better. I hope everyone is hearing.
We can hear you, ma. We can hear you.
We can
Thank
hear
you very
you.
much. I said good evening, Madam Moderator, my Senate Chair, past World President Roland, fellow JCs and friends of JCs around. Thanks for the honor of inviting me to speak on the so-called very sensitive issue. First, I must say that there's nothing really sensitive about religion that we cannot discuss. It's our life. It's also about our country. The better we discuss it, the best for all of us. Where are we on the religion and how has it been with us? Religion has helped greatly in Nigeria. Religion has also contributed immensely to a lot of downfall in many areas in Nigeria. First, I would say from Islamic perspective, religion ought to be way of life. It's about your private life, about your public life, everything you do, that's what religion is about. But again, when you look at what happened in our country in the last, say for example, since early 90s till date, we've seen so many changes in religion. Unlike 60s, 70s, and 80s, religion has been quiet, it's been peaceful. There's no conflict in religion in those early stages of religion. But in recent times, it's been very volatile. And for that reason, I think it's important for us to discuss it. It's important for us to also have a position where we should be. It's also important for us to note that religion in nation
We can't hear you. Uh-oh. Something went wrong, Senator.
Can hear you.
So I want to believe that
Move on,
his network is having issues. Yes. So maybe we should ask another panelist to talk.
I hope I'm back.
Okay, he's back.
Yeah. Okay, he's back.
I don't know where you had me last. but I was talking about conflicts.
The importance of religion.
Yes, I was talking about conflicts between religion and nation
building. Yeah.
Religion and nation building,
Yeah.
vis-a-vis the concept of modern development. And I said that there's a big conflict in the two areas, because the modern nation building says that religion should be taken out of it. Religion should not be part of nation building. And in most countries in Africa, especially in Nigeria, we've seen that religion is being hijacked. It's been hijacked by the agents of religion. It's been hijacked by politicians, and it's been hijacked by hypocrites. And that's, instead of religion to be bridge builders, religion has been continuously, like I said, since 1999, it has been wall builders. We've been building walls with religion. I mean walls, that's W-A-L-L, instead of religion building bridges. For that reason, I would say religion should rather play an informal role in nation building. Religion should be limited to help society develop the family. It should help develop our values, our identity. And when I look at the points Roland made, as beautiful as they are, when you look at values, first of all, African, we have our values. Culturally, we have our values, we have our identity. But gradually, those values, those identity has been eroded. And that's what I believe is one of the major problems we have today. Since Nigeria is a country in diversity, in terms of religion, in terms of culture, I think we should play down religion. We should rather limit religion to our homes, to our churches, and play down religion in our public institutions. For those who are familiar with lots of government offices, particularly federal secretariats in Abuja, you have a space for church, you have a space for mosque. And you can be sure that chunk of the working hours are spent in those places in the name of religion. During working hours, I think this should not be allowed. So as an intro, I will want to say my opinion is that religion should be separated from nation building. Religion should rather be allowed to be informal. Of course, whether the religious leaders should speak out when there's need for it. Yes, I would say yes, they are Nigerians, they have the right to speak out, but they should take religion out of politics, because a lot of them already involved in politics. So we should separate religion from politics. Religious leaders should be objective and should be neutral on matter of politics. That would be my comment for now. And I will take it as it comes later on.
Okay, thank you, Senator Shaga. That was very good. From my notes, you just emphasized that religion should be separated from nation building. That's you know, the takeaway from this, and because it's instead of being building the bridge for the nation, it is building walls. Okay, we will like to hear from JCI Senator Tayo Olaniyi on what he thinks or where he thinks we are today when it comes to religion in nation building. Thank you, Senator. Unmute yourself, please. Unmute yourself. Okay, thank you.
Yeah, I want to appreciate the moderator, the CEO of JCs, and those who are listening to us. I want to start by letting us know certain three paradigms that also have religion in oscillation. First, that God exists. Two, that man exists. Three, that man must establish relationship with God. And this God is born out of the personal perception of individuals. But there are certain individuals that have been vistas of light in enabling different individuals to appreciate the spiritual elements, the spiritual canals in their being, which from within must be externalized to outside. And on this basis, there is that interplay of man with the creator of every living being everywhere. There is also that aspect of man wanting to align with nature, especially the geographic environment where you find yourself. And this is the cultural aspect of religion that has been mentioned earlier on during the intro. There is also that aspect of the sea of relationship, that is having a personal and intimate awareness of God within the domain of self. So people of like minds can come together to think alike and decide on certain times, certain places, certain rituals that will need to be performed for the observation of this religion. But you discover that humanity, as we have found it in our JC Creed, we believe in God. We have faith in God because we assume and we are convinced that it is the backbone for the meaning and purpose of life. And I doubt if anybody, anywhere can decide to say that God is not the main, the crux of the why of our existence. But different people with different idiosyncrasies, we come with different religions. And around certain people that are regarded as vistas of light, those who are pebbles of light in a darkened room of ignorance of being, have been able to assist us in various ways to see that we also tread the path of consciousness of the creator of every being everywhere. And this is why we say that, like the Bible says, that God is spirit, and they that must worship him in spirit and in truth. But on the basis of that, there are interpretations and misinterpretations, which at times bring about conflict, as we do have in this type of environment today in Nigeria. But we have to be very mindful of one thing. Like Idiodi, who happens to be the president of the Rosicrucian or the AMOK in Nigeria, usually says, religion has been politicized. Politics has been religionized, and both politics and religion have been commercialized. This is where our problems lie. But be that as it may, since that is what brings about our first consciousness of who the creator is, then it must be incumbent on every one of us, especially as it relates to nation building, that we are mindful of internalizing our pledge to Nigeria. I pledge to Nigeria, my country, to be faithful, loyal, and honest, to serve Nigeria with all my strength, and so on and so forth. And we end it up with, so help me God. We cannot isolate God from whatever we are doing as far as nation building is concerned. But if we also look at the 3 P's that affect human nature and human configurations and human congregation, these are the personalities involved,
Senator Taye, you have 1 minute to wrap up, please.
The policies and the politics. So in a nutshell, there is always need for us to realize that man cannot totally isolate from religion, but he can use it positively to solve myriad of problems. In nation building, yes, it is part of the Constitution as we have it. We swear by using either of the two scriptures to swear our allegiance to the nation. So we can make best of that situation as it is today.
Thank you very much. I will say that one thing that came out on your own takeaway from here is that religion is very important in nation building. I believe that is what you want us to take away from this particular one. And from there, we proceed to our own dear Reverend Sunday Folayo. Where are we headed? Where are we today?
Thank you very much, moderator. I'd like to thank the Senate Association, ably led by the chair, Dr. Kumbi Wuraola, for this opportunity, and also thank our special guest of honor, moderator, thank you, and my co-panelists for this opportunity. I'd like to state first a direct answer to your question before I justify that should religious leaders keep quiet on issues that has to do with government and politics. I think they shouldn't. They have an obligation to speak out on behalf of the people when it affects the people. And we are in a very pluralistic society in Nigeria. Let's understand the fact that consciousness, awakening is increasing. What did not matter to people before is now beginning to matter. But permit me to say that we have so many problems, and yes, religion is one of them, but there are two other problems that I think together with religion form the tripod of Nigeria's problem. Religion, as GWO has said, and I totally agree with him, has been hijacked for what it should ordinarily be for, and is being used for other purposes. The other two evils that I think is retarding our progress, ethnicity is one. It is a big problem. And the other one is state of origin. And you know, in Nigeria today, there are people who are in a different state, and their kids and kins in terms of ethnicity are in other states. So you see a lot of confusion, and you see a lot of alignment, realignment, misalignment. And these are challenges that we need to grapple with. We even have people who are nomads in Nigeria who don't belong to any state. They belong to every state, and they belong to no state at all. But there are some things that are good and we should hold on to. First is that religion is personal. Absolutely. If we have a unitary, or let me say monotonic society, then it would be a bit easy to mix religion and statesmanship. But Nigeria is pluralistic. We have so many religions, so many beliefs, that it would amount to a practical joke to actually institute a state religion in Nigeria. But let me say that, as GWA said, and I totally agree with him, religion should define some things, and we should personally subscribe to those things. And religion should help mold the man, should help mold the family to a large extent. If the family is not monolithic, if people in the family are not all the same religion, then tolerance comes in. I am from a family that has a mix of Christians and Muslims, and even those who don't believe in God, yet we are able to coexist because there are common beliefs that all religions share. Protect those who need it. Don't kill. Don't steal. When you kill, you steal someone's life. When you commit adultery, you steal someone else's spouse. Respect others. You don't hurt those who you respect. Let your yes be yes. Keep your words. Respect yourself. Christianity in particular says that your body is a temple of God and you must keep it holy. And you need to live modestly. Focus on things that edify the soul and not the body. These are common things that all religions share or profess, and things that would make for building a better nation. But I totally agree with the two speakers before me that we should separate religion from the state. But religious leaders must speak out on issues that affect the state and the people, but should not be partisan in their submissions. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Senator. At this moment, we will take a look at, please, dear JCI members, dear participants, look at, if you have questions, feel free to post it on the chat forum, and then we can pick it up. There has been quite a number of reactions in the first round of question that we have had. I could pick up quite a lot of them, anyway, like what the panelists have just said, that, I mean, religion should be separated from politics. And there is one comment from Waris Lawal that Nigerians have reused religion to play 419 to fellow Nigerians, and even to those of us in diaspora. That is a comment from Lawal. Thank you very much for sending that in. And then from Shola Tinubu, the infrastructure of the state we have now has roots in one religion. So for a fair secular state to form the existing state, need to be laundered of its historical basis. I'm not too sure I understand if this is a question or a comment to what has been said, but I believe that our panelists are listening, and well, somebody disagrees. I don't know who he's disagreeing with the point that religion should be removed entirely from the nation. Anyway, for those who say that the religion should be removed entirely from the nation building, this is because if, in quote, religion is removed, which I believe that it cannot, because as you said, sir, the religion should be used formally. Informally, human beings are product of nature and nurture. Even if it is removed and allowed only in the family setting, anyone who grows up in a religious home will by default exhibit his religious beliefs wherever or anywhere he finds himself, irrespective of his public life. Please, if you have questions, post them in the chat forum, and we are going to go into the second question for our panelists this afternoon. We have stated that, there is the opinion that religion should be removed from politics, and religion should be removed from the nation building, but somebody is disagreeing with that. And like Senator Taye had stated, religion has built walls instead of bridges. Now, where are we headed to? This question, the three panelists, is posed out to you, and you have 4 minutes each to answer this question. where are we headed to, looking at the rising level of corruption and insecurity in our nation? Do you think it's a failure of religion? I will start with you, Senator RSF.
Thank you, moderator. As I said earlier on, religion we should look at first the purpose of religion and the sphere of influence of religion. Religion, if properly practiced, should provide social cohesion to maintain social solidarity through shared rites, rituals, and beliefs. It should also help enforce religion-based morals to help maintain conformity and control in the society. And of course, it should answer the question that people want to know. You see, you will appreciate the role clerics play when people die. They invite you to come and conduct burial services, and you see a lot of people who are repentant for 5, 10, 15 minutes, 1 hour, that burial lasts. You can say anything to the politicians and get away with it because they are already thinking about that phrase that vanity upon vanity, all is vanity. So yes, religion has a role to play, but it will be inconsequential if religion does not affect the individual. Rather, you are trying to apply it to the entire nation. You won't go far. You cannot educate a nation if you do not educate the citizens of the nation. And you cannot educate if you do not do it in a very methodological way. The first is the freedom to worship, freedom to associate, and a clear understanding. Somebody was raising the issue that there are some inscriptions on some currencies of Nigeria that shows that Nigeria belongs to a particular religion. I beg to disagree. I beg to disagree because even education has evolved, numerology has evolved, writing has evolved. The original writing of the Bible, for example, was in Hebrew. Then it was written in Greek, and then in English, and then Yoruba. It does not remove what it is. It's the word of God. So that at some point, people could only use certain letters to inscribe certain things does not in any way mean that it belongs to some people. It's a shared resource. We should recognize it. But when a particular religion begins to gloat about the fact that they are going to move from Cape Town to Cairo or from the desert to the ocean, then there will be a problem. But peace is possible. And peace is only possible when we allow peace and harmony reign and we bring everything that we have learned, that we believe, to bear in our relationship with people. I think that is when we will begin to move forward. Thank you.
Thank you, RSF. Can we move to Senator Taye, please, to let us know where we are headed to? And looking at the rising level of corruption and insecurity, where are we headed to today in Nigeria?
Well, first and foremost,
Senator Taye.
First and foremost, I want to say that even in religion, in respect of whatever progress we are going to make, should be looked at from unity in diversity. Let me say in Islam, there is that impression that God created the creation so that he himself will be known. Then in Christian song, we have, "Oh Lord my God, when I in awesome wonder consider all the world," and so on and so forth. Then in mystical parlance, we say the noblest employment of the mind of man is in the study of the works of his creator. And these works are diverse, and every individual has a role. If you continue to look out for somebody to lead you into role playing as it should be glorifying and edifying to Almighty God, whether in religion, whether in science, whether in philosophy, and as we have in the JCI Creed, you'll find out that our role in various communities will help us to diversify our impact positively without prejudice of race, prejudice of religion, prejudice of statuses. Corruption has taken over almost everywhere. Like Christ said, in my father's house has become a den of thieves. It's everywhere. What one is saying is that, well, if it is not given a primer place, it doesn't have to be at the front burner of everything. But what is most important is, how do you use the creative, constructive, cosmic forces within you to the attainment of good health for everybody, to the attainment of happiness for everybody, to the attainment of tolerance for everybody? So what direction we should take? Can we appreciate and tolerate and get to know other people's religious viewpoints and see how we can assimilate, how we can cooperate, and how we can use it to the advantage and advantages of the development of our country? I have earlier said that politics has tended to have messed up religion, but commercialization of both religion and politics have messed up what we are doing. But humanity is one. We are like a spectrum of sun rays. And if we say you are blue, you are red, you are this, and at the rest of the day, you don't cooperate with other blends, then you can make that light that should shine before men so that we can glorify thy Father in heaven. It is very important that each and every one of us should go within ourselves to know what role we are playing, not whatever areas of services we are asked to render. Don't put religion as first front, but put godliness in what you are doing, because brotherhood of man and fatherhood of God is what actually are the two principal cardinal points for whatever religious observances or irreligious observances. We have so many people who don't even talk about religion, but their contributions to nation building have been very fantastic. And I think this is the direction we should always to make best of bad situation in whatever we are doing. And you know, like Agbazika Eni said, that a man with a big head can as well have nice legs. If you concentrate on the big head, you overlook the nice legs. And that is also what religion is, because there are good things that are being done in religious inclination. There are a lot of other things that have brought mysteries to humanity, to the nation, and these are things we should consider to find a role playing in such a way that God Almighty will be happy with each and every one of us. But if you say, oh, religion is this, what do you say of science? What do you say of family upbringing, which are diversified in nature? Crisis everywhere, but man the problem, man the solution. We must go within ourselves to find out how we can be solution to myriad of problems that are confronting not only Nigerians, not only our families, but humanity as a whole. That is what the GCI Creed actually asks us to do. And I'm so happy we are coming up with this kind of a thing. But there are certain aspects of it that can be isolated from public places. And I think to such an extent, when we talk together like this, when we interface like this, when we are interwoven in our relationship, we shall see that there are certain things we have not been doing good enough to the glory of Almighty God, and such will be corrected in due course. Thank you.
you very much, Senator Taye. That was a very good one, I must say. The most important thing is to look within ourselves, to find a solution to what is happening today with respect to religion in nation building. We look within ourselves, and like you said, man is a solution. Man is a problem, and man is a solution. Thank you for your contribution and your response to that question. I would now like to give the floor to our able Senator Shuaga to hear his own views on where we are headed to. And please, I will call on each and every participant. If you are not speaking, mute yourself, because there has been a lot of echo. Mute yourself. If you have questions, put them in the chat room and we will pick it up. I mean, there have been quite a number of comments. As soon as Senator Shuaga has finished his contribution, I will look at the chat room and then bring out the comments that have been placed in the chat room. Thank you, Senator Shuaga. Over to you.
Thank you very much, my dear sister. First, those in the House have to understand that we have limited time to address these issues. So we are working within the time frame. But I must first mention that Sunday Fola mentioned something very critical that we need to understand very well. Many of us that talk about religion don't really understand religion, because religion is not supposed to be in voice or in volume. Rather, religion is supposed to be seen through us, in our thoughts, in our actions. And salvation is personal. Salvation is private. So the connection here is, it is not until religion gets to the public life that we can be better person, or religion can influence us. Religion ought to start from an individual person, get to our families. Once we get our family better, because the foundation of any nation is the family. So if you actually develop your family the way it should be, if you are actually very religious in your family the way you should be, you don't need to make noise in the society. Those of families with those good background, God-fearing background, will actually make this larger society a bigger place. But what do we see in our country? Is the opposite. But to go to the question of where are we heading? To know where we're heading, we actually need to understand the decadence of where we are. We are in a very bad shape right now. And to move forward or to head positively, we must have to go to our basics and correct those basics. And those basics are from our homes. From our homes to institutions, from institution to the streets, from streets to the public life. Having said that, I also want to add that religion, ethnicity, national character are major of what I would call fundamental problem we have in Nigeria. This is not about faith. We all agree that faith matters. Faith is essential about our life. I don't want to delve too much into that. We all know that, we all agree. In Nigeria, majority of us are either Muslims or Christians. Yet, majority of people that commit crimes, majority of people that practice corruption in Nigeria, they're either Muslims or Christians. So where is the religion? So the problem is to go inward, to go to our personal life and to go to our family life. So if we must move forward, we need to go to the depth of religion in Nigeria and restructure our religion. We need to redefine ethnicity in Nigeria. We need to define national character in
Okay. Define, restructure.
you allowed to talk.
Sorry, we kind of have problem with hearing our dear brother Shoaga, but from the little from what he has said so far, the most important thing I could take away from this is that we need to understand. We really need to understand what is happening in the sector of religion with regards to nation building. We need to redesign ethnicity, restructure religion, and define the national character. These are his three takes. While he is trying possibly to we're really running out of time. I know, but we have quite a lot of questions. First and foremost, I have a question for Senator Taye. Where do I place the Rosicrucian order within the ambit of the Christian faith? That question is directed to Senator Taye. I would, before I continue, I have other questions which will go possibly around the table, but I give the floor to Senator Taye to kind of give us a response to the question. This question is from Bayo Adeosun. Taye, over to you.
Thank you very much. From the mystical perspective, especially from the portal of the Rosicrucian order, religion without mysticism is like soup without salt. Why this? Because, like Christ said, I and my Father were one, and that same Father is in you. So many things you can do more than he himself did according to Christ. And we now say that having a personal and intimate awareness of God within the domain of self is what Rosicrucianism or mysticism is all about. No matter what religion one is into, even in Islam, it is said, how can you know me without knowing yourself? And from the Rosicrucian perspective, it is said that above the temple of Apollo in ancient Greece was inscribed the injunction, know thyself. This is ever the purpose of each Rosicrucian student. So Rosicrucianism is a mystical education, philosophy, and culture. It does not preclude anyone from practicing his religion. But after all said and done, when you go into the cocoon of your being, when you are in self-isolation, when you are now trying to keep safe, whether masking your face or not, you're masking your face, you cannot mask your character. And character is, you cannot mask your conscience, which is the eye of God in the heart of man. Everybody is imbued with conscience. The degree at which you relate with this still small voice within you is what determines the characteristics that characterize your character. So whatever be the case, from within yourself, You must appreciate the glory of God and edify this God, just like Christ said, let your light so shine before men, so they can see your good work and glorify your Father in heaven. No matter what religious garb or toga that anybody wears, without it, just like Oliver Goldsmith said, you can preach a better sermon with your life than with your lips. I think it doesn't go contrary to any religion. It encourages your religion. It is the spark of God within yourself, which we must externalize as events around yourself continue to unfold in trial, test, and tribulation. But then God exists, you exist, and that personal and intimate relationship must exist between you and God. That is my viewpoint from the Rosicrucian perspective. It doesn't stop.
Thank you so very much. Thank you so very much. Please, my dear participants, we have so many comments, so many questions, and we are very, very conscious of time. Thank you, Senator Taye, for giving us that. I hope Bayo is satisfied with the response that has been given. I will, please, panelists, whatever questions that would come up, you only need just 1 minute, maximum 2 minutes to give us your take on the questions or the comments that come from the chat forum. Anyway, dear participants, if for time's sake we do not take all your questions or take all your comments, just be rest assured that the Senate chair, the Senate committee for this particular forum will take into account all that you have stated and then possibly go on a bilateral discussion with the panelists in order to find a solution or find a response to your question. Edward Aigbedion stated that every religion should emphasize the value of hard work. That I concur with you, Edward. It is, and I believe that 99.9% of the whole participants here would agree that every religion should encourage their faithfuls and parishioners to work hard and not to just do what they have to do. And then the next question from Gladness Oyiga. How can we reduce the negative impacts of religion towards Nigeria's political view? This question is to everyone, it's not to any specific person, but I would like our dear Reverend in the House, Senator RSF, to give us his view on this question, please. How can we reduce the negative impacts of religion towards Nigeria's political view? Thank you, Senator RSF.
Thank you, Senator RSF. So the first thing religious leaders should learn to do is to dissociate themselves from what is not right. The biggest problem we have now in Nigeria is that when a mosque is burned, Christians will be quiet. When the church is burned, Muslims will keep quiet. We saw that when Boko Haram started. It was seen as people who, although claim that they are religion, were not even doing things that religion said. But there was very little criticism coming from that section. And you find out also that there are people of minorities in Nigeria, when they are victimized or oppressed, other people keep quiet. They believe it is not their problem. We need to speak out when necessary. We need to be fearless in saying these things. We don't need to criticize. We just need to state clearly what is right from what is wrong. So if I see a Muslim being cheated, I will, by a Christian, I'll be the first to rebuke that Christian to say, don't do it. I will not keep quiet because I'm a Christian. Because experience has shown that if you do not do things that shows that you are not senseless, when you need help, people help irrespective of their religion. First, we are humans before we are any other religion we choose to be. So we must ensure at every point in time that we follow the great principles shared by all religions. Don't harm anything. As you sow, so you will reap. Don't judge. Love even your enemies. And it is more profitable to be wise than to be rich. Thank you very much.
Thank you, RSF. That was a very good one. A comment from Tunde Anifowoshi Kilani. Our character is our religion. I am a Muslim, but I love Jesus Christ very well. Let's love one another, and religion would follow us. Best wishes. This is his comment to everyone. Thank you very much, our dear brother Tunde. And we have quite so much. Believe this is really interesting to see that a lot of people are posting comments and posting questions. The next question is from Desiree Ekokota. His question is, I mean, this is quite lengthy, but let me read out what he has stated here. I believe religion in respect to nation building is a tool. And just like any other tool, it is amoral. It can be used for both good and bad. Take, for example, the tool called the radio. A simple tool like radio was meant for good when it was invented, but was later used by Hitler to cause the World War II. Religion could be used to promote unity, tolerance, and etc. It could also be used by religious leaders to drive their own political views and to drive propagandas that leads to violence and crisis. So far, would you say religion has been used for good or bad in Nigeria? Can I ask Senator Sugar to give us his view on this question? So far, would you say that religion has been used for good or bad?
Thank you very much. Yes, in some instances, it's been used for good. In a lot of instances, it's been used for bad. That's straight answer to your question. But I want to add to what Folayan said, that religion should be removed from politics. That is, they should dispolitize religion. Religion leaders should limit themselves to their books. They should live by what they preach and live by the books. If they do this, then they will serve as good example to all of us. Thank you.
Thank you, Senator. Unfortunately, thank you everyone for your comments, for your questions, for participating. And thank you to our panelists for actually dealing with this. Yes.
Sorry, moderator. I believe there's still a few more questions. Can we do 1 or 2 more rounds of questions? Because I see that they're quite still a bit before we do our
there
closing.
is, yeah, I'm looking at a question here directed to Senator Sugar, which is, I mean, this is from James Ileshami. My question to Senator Sugar: how can we de-emphasize the too much reliance on religion and encourage hard work and job creation? Sorry, it's back to you again, Senator Shuaga.
Yes. Thank you very much. I think first we have to limit the role of religion to what religion is meant to be. Religion is meant to reform people, to reform character, to bring association of man and God, and improve relationship of man to man. That is the summary of what religion is about. So if we can limit to that, I think that will go a long way to help us. Hello?
Yeah, I'm listening. We all are listening.
Okay. It simply means that reduce the role of religion in politics. Let people understand, let the association, because each of the religion has association, like CAN, for example. Government should work with CAN to get people to understand that religion is not to encourage people to expect miracle. People, they should emphasize miracles. It happens both in Muslim and Christianity. People spend so much time going to malams. People spend so much time going to sleep in church while they're supposed to be working. This is against the two religions. It's not religion. So if people come to understand that, if religious leaders can de-emphasize this aspect of religion, I think it will be better for everybody.
Okay, and that's then somebody has put in the comment box, the chat room says religion, people, I mean, INEC should disqualify those who go to seek for religious blessing before coming for, declaring their candidacy for election. So I throw this open to all of us, and what is more important for me as a Christian, and like I have seen in all the comments here, is that we do not take our Christian faith for granted. Religion, we are religion itself. We are the people that will have to carry this, and we have to base our religious beliefs on morals, the morals that we have learned from our homes, and then bring it up onto the public. And if we are guided as per the morals that we have, we will all be good leaders. And also, like what Senator Shuaga has stated, which is in conformity with what RSF has stated, is that we should restructure religion and redefine our ethnicity. Those two things have to, we really need to think about it. And that also brings me to our final question. Unfortunately, in the process of this session today, we have observed that, I have observed that question 3 has already been answered while we are still discussing. So it takes me to our final question. Please, every panelist of the 3 panelists here, you have just 2 minutes to give us your take on the last question for today. What roles can religious leaders and organizations like JCI play in changing the hearts and minds of our people to reduce the tension created by religious differences? Should I take that again? Hello?
Please take it again.
What roles can religious leaders and organizations like ours, the Junior Chamber International, play in changing the hearts and minds of our people to reduce the tension created by religious differences? I will start with you, Shuaga.
Oh, thank you very much.
2 minutes, please. 2 minutes. 2 minutes.
That's all right. You're already eating out of my 2 minutes. what we are doing right now is very outstanding. And I think what we need to do is to take it beyond where we are. We need to make it more public. We need to organize more debates or discussion like this. JC is a very good example of religions, multiple religions in harmony. What we live in JC is faith in God. And it doesn't matter which religion you have. Once you believe there's faith in God, gives meaning and purpose to human life, I think that serves everybody. And then we should de-emphasize being a Christian or being a Muslim. For JCs, I think we just need to come out more. We need to get more people to hear from us. We need to have dialogues with religious leaders. We need to have dialogue with even with our government officials on way forward on religion. Thank you.
Thank you. Over to you, Senator Taye.
Thank you. I think, like you rightly said, more education about other people's religions. For example, Christians getting to know Islamic philosophy, Muslims getting to know what the Christians stand for, interrelationship and interconnectedness, coming up with interfaith programs. And as I has rightly said once again, JC has ever been very much being visible in community development. This is a way of showing the light. Religious leaders can also learn from us because it's just political hierarchy that has given them that. Every human being is a soul personality endowed by God and can make visible the impact in tolerance, in harmony, and in what the Rosicrucians say, peace profound, wherever you find yourself.
Thank you, Senator Taye. Over to you, RSF.
Thank you very much. The JCI Creed is beautiful. It is one of the reasons why all of us joined it. And you'll find out that anywhere JC is in the society, they begin to make impact almost immediately. What religion should do is to provide direction and not to cause confusion. Very recently, we saw a religious leader go out to give some theories about 5G without studying electronics or understanding wave theory. And that confusion was deep because a lot of people cannot think for themselves. They rely on their spiritual fathers to interpret the Companies and Allied Matters Act to them, even though they have a degree in business administration. We have relinquished our God-given knowledge to people on the altar of the fact that they are our religious leaders, they are our spiritual fathers. We can't even query them because we don't know when flesh is speaking and the spirit through them. I think religious leaders who mean well should change how to relate the people rely on them. You see, somebody who never saw a vision that you are going to be elected president, that you will be elected senator, that you would make it in life and your children will be great, and he's seeing vision that you will die in 2 years' time. Run away from such a religious leader. It does not mean well for you and can never mean well for you. So we should refocus what religion is supposed to do. People should become more aware of their own responsibilities. Your ability to get to God is through your efforts and not through fastings and extra work done by your religious leaders. We need that consciousness to be able to make it. Thank you very much.
Hey, thank you very, 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 very much. Like I said, thank you, my able panelists. I will say that I'm privileged to be the moderator for this session. I have learned a lot, but then please don't go away, because I have questions for you from the chat room, and we need to, as much as possible, take on these questions. There is a question here from, wow, so much. It's difficult to select, but I will try my best. This is to possibly the chair, the Senate chair. I have a question for you. I'm sure you must have read that. Wow. I have a question here from Olabisi Anisho. We should remove hypocrisy from religion. In a situation where where we have certain people in the mosque or church to discuss issues that will affect everyone, especially where we favor people. Question to all the panelists from Adetola Shobashon. Where there have been too much biases for the godly, forgetting the another question. I'll take his second question. What personal perspectives have we picked from the JCI to help create positive changes in Nigeria? I think that question has been answered, Adetola, because every one of us here, or every one of the panelists, have practically dealt with the first line of the JCI creed, and we believe that faith in God gives meaning and purpose to human life. We have dealt that, but if you feel your question has not been answered, please be specific a little bit more. Be specific a little bit more, and let's understand better what we are saying. The question I have for the Senate chair, can the JCI leadership team write an opinion piece or series of articles reflecting the highlights of, I think that is in line with what the Senate chair is doing. This is to Muyiwa Moyela, to everyone. Senate chair, do you have a comment for that, please?
I will take that in my closing. There's so many questions, and it's almost 5:30, so maybe we can just have the panelists give their closing remarks, and then.
Well, I will take my. The question I have, where the panelists will give their closing remarks, and they have 2 minutes. For this one, and is to every one of them. Why are religious leaders deviating from their spiritual calls and participating directly or indirectly in politics in Nigeria? This will be the closing remark from the panelists. Why are religious leaders deviating from their spiritual calls and participating directly or indirectly in politics in Nigeria? I will start with Senator Taye.
Well, as a matter of fact, personally, like I said, I have personal relationship with God, or just administrative and ritualistic callings. Some people are regarded as leaders. But as we have in Nigeria, everybody wants to believe this man is my leader, this one is this. But because of corruption that normally corrupts every individual, especially those at the top echelon of the society, then we find this type of problems we are facing. But the antidote for that is holy war. And what holy war let the higher self of one's being take control of the lower self. By so doing, there will not be any problem again, whether you look at anybody or you look at yourself. But most of the time, take a look at yourself and not anybody as your ruler or a leader in perspective of your relationship with God and brotherhood of man.
Thank you, Senator Taye. Senator Shuaga. If he's not ready, can I ask? Okay, he's ready. Senator Shuaga, you have the floor, please. Okay, RSF, are you ready for your closing remark?
Yes, I'm ready. Yes, I'm ready.
Okay, let's listen to you.
All right. First of all, I think we need to separate some things that are modeled up, because the society has crept into religion and religion has crept into the society. There's a lot of confusion. You see, a religious leader has the right to go into politics and to participate in politics. It's his right. A religious leader has the right to comment on burning national issues. It is their right. But when the religious leader does not understand that when they are going to be partisan, when they're going into partisan politics, they need to resign their religious positions and go into partisan politics. That is a problem. Nigeria is a society where people don't resign from what they are to be another thing. Professors don't vacate their chairs. Ministers don't leave the pulpit to venture into politics. That is what is wrong. There must be a clear delineation. And the society has a lot of expectations on these leaders. Instead of people being allowed to concentrate on praying in their churches for everybody, they are invited to political rally to say the opening prayer. They have to stay to the end to say the closing prayer. How will they not be compromised? They are sponsored to Jerusalem, sponsored to Mecca. How will they not say good words about their benefactors? They get given four-wheel drives, jeeps. How will they not appreciate those who have patronized them? So there is the society being brought into religion, and we should not complain about the religion coming into society. As the Igbos would say, a man who brings home a ant-infested firewood should not complain about the visit of the lizard at night. Thank you very much. It's been a pleasure being a part of this panel, and I look forward to being here once again next time. Thank you.
Thank you very much, RSF. Shuaga, are you ready now?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Okay.
Thank you. I think first of all, government needs to look into the registration of religious organizations. It is easy to control some religious houses because that's a structure bigger than individual in such organizations. I'll give you an example. If you take Orthodox churches, for example, it's easier to have control in such churches. If you take some Islamic organization like Nawaruddin and Saruddin, it's easier to control such organization because you have institutions or structure in such organization that is beyond individual. In every religious organization, there are leaders. But where leaders in such organization cannot call the head of the organization to order, that's where you have that problem. So where you have such problem, the registration authority should be able to take charge. if we have laws to control religious organizations that are found guilty in some area, and the penalty is that they should close them down, I'm sure more people will be careful. But because there's no sanction, so people do what they like and nobody to control them. Don't forget, there's so much money in religious institutions, there's so much money in politics. And that is the pain of corruption. And corruption in Nigeria is everywhere, including churches and mosques. And because you have this, so if you want to protect these institutions, the law that establishes those institutions has to be looked into. And then there should be sanction for every offense committed. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Senator Shaga, and thank you all for your contributions. My chair, has my time come to an end? I have checked. There are no more questions in the chat room, and there are no more questions. And I hand back the floor to you, my amiable chair, and thanks for the opportunity that you have given to me to moderate this session. I must say that I have also learned a great deal from it. Thank you.
Thank you very much, my dear Senator Carroll. Thank you so much for that moderation. I know that, will I say that it's been 95 minutes now, and we could still go on for another 21 hours. There will always be more questions because religion is something that's very close to our heart. Thank you so much. From the bush you say you are in, you didn't look like you were in a bush, Senator Carroll, all the way in Congo. Thank you for giving us the opportunity to share this Sunday evening with you. To our panelists, Senator Taye Olani, I call him my Baba Uncle T, and of course, Reverend Sunday Folayon, a very good brother, a very good friend. Uncle Sho, all the way from Abuja, thank you very much. Our panelists have been able to shake a bit because there were some things that were coming up with that I know that some people disagreed, but we all disagree to agree. That's the beauty of diversity for everybody. And we all have our opinion. But one thing I noticed that we all agreed on is the fact that there is a belief in a supreme being. And the values from our relationship or understanding of that supreme being is what will define how we relate with others, and would also go into how we relate with our community and nation building. So I've been getting chats and people are saying, we haven't finished though. Don't you think we should have a part 2 to this? Well, the committee will go back to talk about that. I'm not going to give the vote of thanks. I'm going to call on someone who was a past executive of the Senate Association, Senator Phileas Osubo, to give a vote of thanks to all our panelists, moderator, and of course, the opening remarks, which was given by past JCI World President Roland Quayman. Over to you, and then I will come back to do the closing and give announcements. But I can assure you that I have enjoyed this Sunday afternoon, and I hope you have too. Senator Phileas, over to you for the closing, for the vote of thanks.
Thank you, my chair. I hope everybody can hear me. If you can hear me, just raise your left hand. I want to appreciate all those who participated in this program today. This is the 6th of the Lent series. I know that many of us have been taking part in all the series we've been having, but this has been very unique. Unique in the sense that our past world president, JCI Senator Roland Quayman, gave us his opening overview. And this program has been moderately moderated by a specialist, Senator Carol Ezebo Okere. I hope I got it right. If I don't get it right, just invite me to your place. I will take the next flight tomorrow.
Thank you very
so
much. You got it right.
you did brilliantly well. I must say that this has been very, very well coordinated. I want to thank our panelists, Senator GWO. We always respect him because you can't imagine his age, and always coordinating all the way from far north. Senator Shuaga, thank you so much. We really appreciate finding time to be with us at this session. We want to appreciate our Reverend, the pastor in the house, Reverend Sunday Polayon, for bringing both IT and religious aspects into the discourse. Again, Senator Taye, I must appreciate you. It's been wonderful. I listened to you. I was particular listening to you because you brought a different, aspect of this discussion, mentioning what execution order, their views are. I'm sure you almost wanted to even mention the aspect of real message and all that. But I've learned a lot from all our panelists. I want to thank you all. Madam Chair, you have done brilliantly well with your team. This is the 6th edition of the Lent series, and all those who have been taking part in this program will know that there's going to be a compendium, as you have promised, at the end of the day. I hope that there will be, in the sometime of tomorrow, there will be a document to show our up and coming JCI members who will want to know what happened in 2020 during your tenure. Now, let me go to those colleagues, friends who are in diaspora. I looked at the participation and I saw that we're over 80. It's quite commendable. Some from the US, some from Ireland, some from West Coast, some from Europe and all that. It's an interesting thing. So I don't need to begin to mention names, but I would like to say that we really, really appreciate you finding time to be with us on this program. The other thing again is that there are some guests who are not JCI senators who, out of the likeness for this organization, maybe they are our relations, they are friends and all that, felt, look, we are doing something good, let them come and listen to the discourse. I must thank you so much. Finally, Madam Chair and your team, I appreciate you guys, and all participants, thank you so much for your time. I hope that we all enjoyed this program. Thank you, and thank you once more.
Thank you very much, Senator Phileas Osubo. It's been a wonderful, almost 100 minutes now, or even more than. And I just want to say thank you. This is the first time, even as we're finishing, we still have 81 participants still glued on, listening. And this goes to show that indeed, religion is what we're passionate about. We have promised and we will deliver that compendium, not only for JCI members, but we're also trying to engage, because we're talking about nation building. We're trying to engage to see how it can go beyond us to be something that will present to the leadership of Nigeria. And that is very important. The key takeaways from here, we have an editorial team that is putting this together, led by Senator Bayo Adeosun, and we have the Secretary of the Senate Association, Senator Gabriel Oladapo. And he's not a senator, but he's an IT person, and he's been very supportive, JC Tosin Ligali. And we're also going to still co-opt some more people to join that team, because we've done 6 now, and we promised, well, we initially wanted to do just 1, 2, in the light of what was happening during COVID. We didn't want to be quiet, but we realized that there's so many things coming up. So one of the things I would ask is that for those who have been with us from the beginning till now, what are those topics that you think we should talk about, that we should ask panelists to come? We have a lot of resource in-house. So far, we've had 6 sessions and we've not brought anybody from outside. We've had everyone, panelist, moderator, everybody who are JCI members. We have a lot of resource in-house. Let's tap on this resource. Please let us know. You can send a message to me or to any member of the executive. Let us know what topics you are interested in so that the next session in September, we have the dates of September 13th and September 20th as those 2 dates that we're going to run the next 7th and 8th edition of the Lent series. And beyond that, the questions you have asked that you might seem not to have been answered, maybe because of time, we will pass them on to the panelists so that they will give us written responses that we will still include in what we have as a compendium. Thank you so much. It's wonderful. Lockdown has eased off. Thank God we are all alive. Thank you. There's so many people, past national presidents, past executive members and chair of the Senate Association, members in the diaspora, senior citizens of this organization. You know, there's some people that are senators, but there are some people who are senators who are also senior citizens. Thank you so much for sharing this Sunday afternoon with us. Thank you for the people who have been working behind the scene, the committee members led by who we call our living ancestor, Papa K, Senator Kalada PFP, the vice chair of the Senate Association, Senator Neka Itabo, Senator Tola Shobeson, and of course with the editorial team. And like I said, we want to have more people join us. We do not have the knowledge, we don't have it all. And so we're calling on you, if you will oblige us of your time to be part of the Lent series committee working behind the scene. I believe there's a lot we have inside of us we want to go. And for senators, we'll be reaching out to you. We want to compile our directory. We need to know what we're doing. We want to do businesses with each other. So we'll be sharing some of this information on the platform. And lastly, I'd like to say that the AMESA conference, the Africa Middle East Summit that was meant to hold September this year, because of COVID, we have moved it to next year. So for those who have registered, your registration is still intact. 2021, God willing, pray we all be alive. We'll celebrate and we'll be together physically by God's grace to be part of that conference, the Africa and Middle East Conference that will be taking place in Lagos, Nigeria in September 2021. Thank you for sharing your Sunday afternoon with us. We look forward to welcoming you once again next month, September 13th. Do have a lovely evening. We'll still leave the platform open. And I know that after this meeting, a few people need to connect and see themselves. They haven't seen themselves or heard from each other in a long while. So we'll still leave the platform open for another 5 minutes or so that you can gist and chat and catch up. Some people we haven't seen physically since beginning of the year. And I believe that one of the things this Lent series is doing for us to connect. And I must also thank especially those who are not JCI members, maybe family members or friends. There's an old schoolmate of mine who is on this chat. My namesake Kumi, thank you for joining us. Mr. Shola Tinumbu, thank you so much for joining us. You are a JCI member now. We are hoping that we can get to invite you to be a panelist at one of the sessions we're having soon. Do have a lovely, lovely evening and best wishes for the week ahead. Good evening. Thank you. The floor is now open.
Good evening. Thank you.
RSM, say something.
It's been a pleasure.
Chat with each other now.
Senator
Yes,
Collins, good evening. Collins Solaniyo, how are you?
How you doing?
I'm good. Oh.
Collins, you are looking handsome. Oh.
Thank you. Who is saying that? Oh, my God.
And then it's your Forabe cap.
Since we are still online, I don't know if you all are aware of the Africa conference that is happening online. We're sharing it on the platform again for senators. We have Nigeria Night online party at the African conference, online African conference at 6 p.m. So let's join and support our national president, NJC Ambassador Onye Beledugu, and the Nigeria team as we host the first Nigeria Night online at the Africa conference. Thank you.
Dress code, please. Dress code.
Dress code. You can, what you're wearing is good, or you can change to green, white, green.
We are going there now.
Time? What is the time?
Can we get the link? Because
The time is 6 p.m.
for the
Please
link.
confirm, is this GMT or is it because I made the
we'll
mistake?
share the link. We'll share the link. We'll share the link on the.
Wake up, because I said she wake up. That will leave
in of Africa.
Senator Taye, there's one message here from Muyiwa. Senator Taye, are you still there? He said he hasn't seen you since 1990. Muyiwa, are you still here? So that I can hear his voice. I think you guys should speak to each other.
This which Muyiwa are you talking about? Is that a JCI Muyiwa or Muyiwa?
Muyiwa.
I'm still kicking with Salami.
BC, I see your face. Dr. Bobegbe, are you still on?
I think he's dropped off.
Okay.
Don't go.
Okay, good night, guys, and nice meeting you all. It's been a pleasure.
BK, I hear you.
I remain loyal, my chair. Anytime.
Thank you very much, our moderator. Bless
Carol,
you.
invite
Thank you
us.
so much.
Carol, invite us.
Have a blessed.
They say she invite us to Congo.
Moderator, thanks for being our friend.
Let's come and eat Congo meat.
Congo meat is a taboo. Congo meat is a taboo in Congo. So if they see me catching Congo meat, I will be PNG'd.
Please, does anybody have the link for the conference at 6 p.m.? Somebody is asking if we can share it.
I will share it. I'll get it from Shady. I think he shared it.
6 p.m. today?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Will there be jollof rice?
It's Zoom meeting. If the jollof rice in your house.
For the link.
Please share the link so that I can join
do the
party.
eating from your house. It's an online meeting.
Online jollof.
Senator Laibabi, I hello.
Yes, madam.
Papa K, how is Port Harcourt, sir?
I hello, Tak.
Port Harcourt is very quiet.
Tokumbo, how are you?
Look at my online.
Sorry, just a quick one. Vicky, I've shared it, so it's there. Closing back.
Okay. I'll look at it now.
Link, so we can just
see. Where is my aburo? Senator BC Aniso.
He's preparing for the night parties.
Good to see you.
I'm Toyama.
How are you doing?
Great evening, sir.
Help me support my sister and my aburo Tosin Olabalogun for her TOYP. She had IYDP during the week, and so let's continue to support them. She's going to reach out to you. NLA, you are quiet today. Yes, sir.
PK is speaking, Madam Chair. Yes, PK is
Senator BC Adito, I'm still waiting for my salami to.
That one don't enter voicemail.
I didn't get you, sir.
If you are expecting salami from BC, don't enter voicemail.
That one, salami.
Senator Phileas, we're saying something.
How come there's no single pimple on your face?
Because I'm not going out now.
My Oga was saying something. I didn't catch him more. Senator Biki Ogala, you were saying something, sir.
Oh, Madam Chairman,
you are speaking with bedroom voice. I can't hear you.
You can see Yabeji looking take away.
Edmond, that's what you are looking at. Everything is powder now. Everything is powder.
Beji.